We're rolling.
Welcome back, everyone.
What's up, man?
Episode 115.
I skipped one.
Moose.
Jiu-Jitsu Dummies Podcast. Brought to you by Black Belt Digital Marketing. Anything you need to build your business on or offline. Website design, Google Ads, graphic design, printing, we can help. All right, check us out at Black Belt Digital Marketing on Instagram and Facebook. Or our website is bbdigitalmarketing.com. Request a free review of your online presence today. I say we because it is my company. So thank you, everybody who has reached out. Yeah. My name is Milton Campus. I'm a brown belt. I'm training out of South Florida. We got Bo behind the camera.
Hey.
Miguel riding.
What's up, guys?
Shotgun.
Shotgun.
That's your sound effect.
You gotta say shotgun, right?
No, it's your sound effect.
But if you don't say shotgun, I don't do it.
What do you never mention his belt anymore? Like he's coral belt, right?
Yeah.
He's
It goes white, blue, coral. 1, 2, skip a few.
There was a joke last night about that. I forgot. Somebody said something about coral. I'm like, whoa.
He's up there.
Yes, blue belt, training out of
glue belt.
Henzo, Gracie, Weston.
There you go.
What up, boys?
All right, everybody. Don't forget to like, comment, share. Click that subscribe button. We'd really appreciate the support.
Hit all the buttons.
Joining us today is us.
Yeah, it's just us. Yeah.
I tried to get somebody that I tried to get Ray down here, but he was a little busy.
Yeah.
Well, our last episode was pretty well received. We promise not to talk over each other as much as we did in the last episode. If you start to hear us talk over, just slow down the speed of the sound, and we don't talk. It's not talking over each other. I'm the biggest offender, so I apologize. But honestly, we had a lot of feedback, a lot of great feedback on that episode. So I think people want to hear more of our lousy opinions.
This is how it started.
Yeah,
you know, it's fun.
It is.
I like it. It's give these professionals time to train. You know, you can't just keep taking all their time. They got school.
Let's do these. Let's do a couple of quick shout outs. Actually, we're gonna couple this with.
What do we got?
What you got? We've got. Let you open that.
Look at that.
This is all your stuff.
Is it? Oh, it's mine.
Thank you to Flow and Roll. We finally got the Peace Love Jiu-Jitsu gear. You didn't think it was real, did you?
No,
I've already worn this twice.
Hey, did we do the contest already?
What's that?
Did we do the contest already?
No,
when's that drawing going to happen?
I wanted to make sure that I got it and it was up to my standards.
Yeah, I got you.
I mean, I knew it was going to be, but I wanted to have it in hand first.
Everything Milton does is for a reason. Yeah. It's like, you know how they say a wizard is never late or on time? You know what I'm saying? It's always on time or something like that. Dude, this is nice.
You getting all this
this is the new design too, huh? Yeah. This doesn't feel like
it's not a Velcro.
No, but I have another.
It's not Velcroed up front.
No, I get it. Yeah, I got the other Flow and Roll no gi kit because I love their stuff. And
how's that, Bo? You got that, right?
I get 20% off with promo code JJD.
So we're going to talk about that too.
That's really cool.
So
man. It looks great.
For those that don't know, the meaning behind this is we've been saying Peace, Love, Jiu-Jitsu for a really long time. So you got the peace symbol on the back, on the heart. We've got the shaka with the
shark. That's a bullet, right?
Skeleton. No bullet.
It's like a shark.
It's a shark.
It's a shark.
Yeah.
So you got the shaka with the skeleton hand. You got the shark. You get the shark to represent jiu-jitsu, right?
I got it. Yeah.
Our ocean,
you only picked 3 animals.
We did put the peace symbol in the heart as well.
I love it.
And the heart, that type of heart represents, for me, was very personal because I had a heart attack. So that's how this all came together.
It's all hard, baby.
Flow and Roll and Jiu-Jitsu Dummies on the back. The logo's on the back. So this is all yours, dude.
Thank you
and
very much.
That one actually says, right, this one actually says Peace, Love, Jiu-Jitsu on it.
I like the logos.
Right, so,
the Grayed Out logos, the Flow and Roll Grayed Out logo and the Jiu-Jitsu Dummies Grayed Out logo. It's pretty dope.
Super happy with it. That's my first pair of Flow and Roll without the Velcro. So I still love it. Like I like them that they're shorter. I didn't have it.
That's awesome.
Okay,
that's awesome, man. They look great.
So thank you to Sean. Check them out at Flow_N_Roll on Instagram. We always talk about the custom designs. This was a custom design that we did together.
Thank you, Sean.
You can find these designs on their website under the team page. The first team that you'll see is Jiu-Jitsu Dummies. We still have some shirts in stock, very few. We've got to restock, and now you've got the shorts and the rash guard. So till the end of April. I know JJD, the code JJD that we say every episode is typically 20% off.
Yeah.
It will be 30% off, same code. He upped it to 30% for our gear. I'm not sure if you order something. I got to ask him.
Yeah.
If you order anything, is it going to be 30%? But I do know it'll give you 30% off of our gear.
Support the podcast.
Yeah. So please,
we all got to feed our grandmothers.
Yeah.
So.
Check it out, and more than anything, we want to support Flow and Roll.
This shit's not cheap.
You're doing it. You see what you did?
Sorry.
You're doing the talking over.
It's not cheap.
So it's shame. First one. He's gonna get when somebody's talking over. We're gonna give him the
offender. The offender.
Battery went.
Oh no!
I broke it. You're talking over.
Thank you.
That's positive affirmation.
All right. So
there's one over there.
Until the end of April, right? April. This is if you're watching this years from now.
Yeah.
To the end of April 2023, because it does happen.
Yeah.
It's 30% off our gear with code JJD.
Thanks.
Now I have all of the people. There are 7 people that I owe rash guards to that said they would wait.
Mm-hmm.
I have your information. We're going to get them out to you. I wanted to get it. I wanted to wear it. I wanted to make sure everything was cool. So I'm going to get those out to you guys one by one. The JJD will go back to 20% off everything on the site.
Yeah.
We're always talking about the custom gear. If you're ordering custom gear in bulk, that code does not work for that. You're getting an incredible discount, and he's incredible to work with. So again, check out all their gear at flow_n_roll on Instagram, and then the website is flow, the letter N, roll, flowandroll.com. And thank you, Sean. Everything came out great. I've already got the next idea. I haven't told them yet. Let's get this one going first.
Mysterious Milton.
So thank you very much. Let's do. I have the Feito ITAV. Bo, you got this one?
Yeah, Feito
right?
ITAV.
He's a client. He's a friend. And he's one of the sponsors of the show for the last couple of years.
He does good work, man. I come from the ITAV world, and I follow him on Instagram.
There you go.
He's doing good work, man.
Yeah.
Cable man.
We handle his social media.
Nice. Well, I just mean like the work that they're doing.
So you got a list of services on the back.
Yep.
That's for you. Actually, I got 2 for you. I gave Bo his last week off air.
Okay.
So you got
so one for me, one for my wife.
One for you and one for you.
Yeah.
One so that when you wear out one, then you have the other one to look like it's brand new on the show.
Yeah.
Now, what you do with it with your wife is whatever you want to do.
Yeah, are you sure?
Okay, but that's why I gave you 2.
You gave it to me
for the show.
So now you're an accomplice.
I gave it to you. Well, let's leave him in the studio. No,
you're an accomplice now.
Okay, so an accomplice. What do you mean?
I mean, if I do something bad with them.
Oh, okay. All right. So we do have a new BJJ box. We're going to do the unboxing later. But thank you to the BJJ box for all the support as well. We'll talk a little bit more about them later in the show. But Tony's been awesome, and
you checked your mail.
The support. Yes, I actually have the card too. I have the card. The digital card in the email.
Nice.
Okay, so we'll talk about him more later. Shout out to NeutralZone CBD.
Hey.
No matter if your aches and pains are coming from lifting weights at the gym, rolling on the mats, or just the daily grind of life, NeutralZone has a product for you.
Yeah.
Find your NeutralZone by finding the best product for your pain wellness so you can continue your active lifestyle. Check them out at neutralzonecbd.com. And it is
25% off, right?
The Instagram. Yeah. No. Yes.
Yeah.
It is my NeutralZone. Yeah. You know your role. That's good. You know your role.
I'm your quantitative. Yeah. You know, I'm your numbers guy.
So it's my NeutralZone for the CBD products, and we know the NeutralZone Clean
separate
is a whole nother company. Yes.
Yeah.
But code JJD for
25%.
25% off
on the CBD products.
You're the CBD guy. Okay.
Hey,
I got one other thing
I was
that we'll talk about later.
For the NeutralZone Clean, you know how you say it's like, for stress and daily life, and also for when you should have tapped.
Oh yeah, you said what happened? What'd you do?
I was being I was being hard-headed.
Was it the same guy you were talking about that you were sparring with?
Oh no, it was during a live roll, and I thought I could get out of it.
Yeah.
Boy, was I wrong.
Yeah, man.
I really thought.
You know, they say, what do they say? Tap early, tap off?
Yeah. I'm normally that guy. I really, when you really, really think, like, I really got this?
So, yeah. I'm not going to be preachy in this moment, but I'm discovering this now. I'm learning all that shit that people said, when you get a black belt, that's when it really starts. I'm not a black belt yet, but I'm getting to the ego is kind of is still there, but kind of gone. I'm very playful with it.
Yeah.
And I can totally give up a position just to see what happens. Like, I'm like, all right, let's see where this goes. Because I'm not worried about the tap. Okay, so you tap me. Great. See you in 9 years. Right. Let me see let's see you with a blue belt or a purple belt in 9 years. You know what I mean? It's like,
you got a different view.
Yeah, it's just gone.
You're in a different spot too.
Yeah, it doesn't, it's not just not that anymore. It's not like, oh man, I can't leave here. And Guy's gonna tell everybody he made me tap. I'm not worried about any of that.
And just so
anymore.
you know, it wasn't like I was hard headed or the guy was a white belt or something like that. And I was like, I'm not tapping.
You just
it wasn't.
tap.
I just.
I did it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I talked over myself. I talked over you.
Yeah. So.
He apologized. I talked over
I'm
you.
sorry.
Yeah.
For what you did. So I really thought it didn't come from that place. It didn't come from that place, that ego-based place. It came from that. Oh, I think I could do this.
Okay.
You know. And
1 second, Bo. Do you have a timer there? Do you know how much time we've had so far?
Yes, we have 12 minutes.
We're in 12 minutes in? Yeah. Okay, so I got to add 12 minutes so we can do the stuff in the middle.
Gotcha.
Go ahead. So
that was it. That was it. It's just it didn't come from like an ego-based place. It came from like I legitimately thought that I could, and I was wrong. I know I'm not that guy.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I made a boo-boo.
Yeah. Just don't do that.
It's already...
when you go like this, you go to the doctor, you say, Doc, it hurts when I do this. And he goes, don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that.
That's one
How do you get out of
one of my dad's actual jokes.
How do you get out of side control?
Don't get in side control.
Don't get in side control.
So, we love doing this and just shooting the shit about jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
This is how people hear it all the time. But if you're new to the show, this is how it was originally founded. It was me and 4 of my training partners in the beginning. If you go back to the first episodes, it was always like 5 people. You came around, me and you and Junior were doing it a lot together, right? Mm-hmm. And then we moved to Miami. Junior disappeared.
Yeah, well, he's a busy man.
Yeah, and we started doing a lot of the Zoom stuff and guests. We had guests on it even in the beginning, but it wound up really because of COVID that we really got into this place where we started doing guests. Not that we don't want to do the guests and not that we don't love it, but it's...
The world changed. Dude, the world changed.
I love the guests that we had and I love meeting these people. Yeah. I get more excited when I just get to shoot the shit with you. I was just like... I was out of the house at 3 o'clock today.
Were you?
On the way here. I'm like, all right, I'm going to drive slow. I stopped and got gas. I went to the store, and I was like driving in the slow lane the whole way here. I was just I wanted to be out of the house. I wanted to be I just wanted to be here already. I just wanted to be here. I'll tell you some stuff later too.
I'm gonna stop by the titty bar real quick.
Yeah. I'm happy. You're happy. What do you got? What do you got over there? That I interrupted you grabbing that box down there.
No. I said we'll talk about we'll do that at the end of the show. Yeah,
okay,
that was somebody just sent us some gifts. Some little. I want to make sure I give them a shout out.
I like the logo.
So yeah, we love doing this, and there was a lot going on in our world, and we have opinions, and we don't necessarily always get to really elaborate on our opinions when there's a guest on. So we have we want to say some stuff.
You know how you always say like there's either people who hate jiu-jitsu, there's no middle ground, or you love it. The thing though is like the people who don't like it, they're all the same. They all don't like it, but the people who like it, there's levels of liking it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So like I feel like there's dudes who come in there because they're police officers, or LEOs, or people who are looking to get better at doing what they do so they could keep people safe or whatever. And they don't care about the politics of jiu-jitsu. They don't care about any of that. They're like, dude coming at me with a knife, what do I do?
Yeah.
How do I help my partner stay safe through my shift? Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And then there's like, I think we're kind of nerds, and we're like probably like middle tier nerds. And then you got like,
oh yeah,
the people who are IBJJF nerds, the people who are ADCC nerds, the people who are like, I only do gi or no gi. Like there's all these niches, which is why we have all these gyms, right? With you can find the jiu-jitsu you want now. We're there now, I think.
Okay.
And I think that's where this came from. Like as soon as I started, I was like, I've always watched UFC. I wrestled. I like combat sports or things that Muay Thai, kickboxing, all that. I like it. Left way, whatever it is, I'll watch it. So it's like I feel like that's why this works because like we're not just like we going to class to feel better.
Yeah. You know? No, we like
we like it.
We like it, and I the podcast opened the door to me watching the competition stuff. Mm-hmm. I was an addict of jiu-jitsu, but I wasn't watching all of it's like, what is this? Fight to win? Mm-hmm. I mean, the first time I think you want to know something? The first time I saw a Fight to Win was when it was in Fort Lauderdale at the War Memorial, and Felipe fought, and he actually fought Zizinho, which we wound up having on the show later, and I didn't realize that was him. But that was the first time I watched. And I don't what number is that Fight to Win? I wasn't even watching it. It was already probably thinking the hundreds.
Yeah,
that was my first time, and I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. Flow what? Flow grap? What is that? Like
my now coach fought on that card as a brown belt against Fight Sports, a really well-known Fight Sports.
Yeah.
He was a brown belt at that time as well.
Yeah.
So it's like my future coach was there. I was there too.
Cool. Yeah. Were you with?
I was there. Yeah, I was there with Ray. I got a funny story
I got a little. I think
eat.
I got a little drunk that day. I was just like, I gotta slow down. I gotta drive home.
Yeah.
I had to wait. I had to like, oh.
You had to weather the storm.
I was like, whoa, hey, yeah, let me slow down a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, Felipe showed once again his
half guard
his lockdown.
Yeah.
It's funny because I learned it from him. He does it everywhere. He does it every time he competes, which is great. It works.
And then you see the highlight videos of the kids.
But then when I do it, he's like, really? Great. Yeah. like try something different,
Right.
And I was just like, but I learned it from watching you, Dad.
This is all you do, dude.
Like I and the thing is, like, I'm also, it's never perfect. I'm like, there's levels, there's layers. No, so like I keep on doing it because I'm finding like little different things that I do. Like I'm learning to catch the leg. I could just catch the leg with my outside leg.
Yeah.
And just like not toy with them, but like they think it's coming, but then I don't do it.
Yeah.
But they're waiting for me. They know if they move, I will. So like now they're like apprehensive about moving a certain way.
Right.
So yeah, so I'm like in their head a little bit sometimes. When you roll with the same guys all the time. Yeah. So it's kind of fun. But I'm doing this new thing like he does it where he hooks it and makes you roll without putting the lockdown in. But just holding that leg and holding it so that they can't move it, and they're like, "Oh my God, the lockdown's about to come," but it never comes. And it's just like you can play around that. So I like it.
We have an instructor that comes by. He teaches at Hensel Gracie, Fort Lauderdale. His name's Gian. He's high level, very, as many of these instructors are, very intelligent, very methodical.
Yeah.
They have their thing. So when he does a half guard, he does an outside lockdown.
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
So out on the outside, and he has his reasons why, and because he likes to wrestle up a lot, and that lends itself towards that. So it's like I go to this school, and we were doing an open mat one day, and I was doing a lockdown, and he was just like flying. He's a light guy, small, and just like a ball of muscle as well, and on top of that, high level.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, so I was just I was just like, after the match, I was like, hey man, I was doing this and you were doing all of that. Just like, let me know. And then I got on top and you were playing with me, but I felt like a lockdown, but I didn't feel like I normally feel the lockdown. And I play it a lot, And he just like ran me through it. So it's like, even just the lockdown itself,
it's
the outside.
So have you been around when Felipe showed the outside lockdown to the back take?
Yeah. No, I just said that.
Okay. Did you say
it lends its. I know how to do it from Gian.
Yeah.
Because it lends itself to get into dogfight. It lends itself to do the back take, baby bolo.
You kind of if you can get it in and you move away and you can like move yourself over.
Yeah.
They're stuck. That like you've created some spaces you got away from them, but you have the lockdown and then you're like circling to their back. They're like, where am I going?
You could even get into K guard from there. Start attacking knee locks.
What I was going to say was this is the perfect, like, I wish we had the mats already. We'd be like, let me show you the outside lockdown. But we got to figure out how we're going to work that into the show when it happens. So yeah, there's levels to all of this. That's part of what I was saying before about, like, not worrying about, like, tapping anymore. That's part of it. It's just like I really go, let me see where this goes. This person is doing something different to me that I don't. Let me see where this is going to go, because once I can see where it goes, then I can, like, okay, this is how I would defend it next time. I'm not saying like, let them tap me every time or anything. Just where does this go?
Yeah.
This is where. He's going here. All right, so then I know that I have to tuck my arm to do this, hide my leg, whatever it is. But so I kind of like I have fun with that. I mean, it's sometimes when you're rolling with the same group of guys, you start to know each other's game.
Yep.
So it's a little fun to be like, all right, I'm going to give you that thing that I know that you really like, and or let me show you how to get out of the thing that I like, so then you can challenge me more.
Or you studied and you directly go into their game just to show them that you have the counter to that.
Yeah.
You do that too. But so it's interesting on both ends, right? Because like when you're coming up, the bell curve of learning is like whop, and then it kind of like levels out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But when you're already high level and you're getting to these different levels that you're talking about, and this is me kind of speculating among just my level, right?
Your lovely blue belt.
Yeah.
That you are.
It's fucking coming up on 3 years, bro. And no, I'm saying like the white belts coming on up, like you watch their game change. So like sometimes you don't roll with a guy for a while. We got 46 people in class sometimes now, you know?
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, I haven't rolled with you, and it's such a difference in their game.
Yeah.
You know? And it's like, oh, okay, I see where you're going with this, right? So it kind of gives you more looks, like how you're saying. You play into it and see like, oh, okay.
I've always said it's one of my favorite things to like kind of like have those conversations with somebody, or like show somebody like this is how you get out of it. And when they finally get the counter or get out of the thing, and then I'm like, all right, cool. All right, I'm have to figure this out now.
Yeah.
Now where do I go from here? So,
you need to be more mean. I like giving that one out.
Yeah,
I tell that to people. I was like, you're not mean enough, right, in that position. You need to dig your shoulder into my chin or something like that. You know, it's like you're not gonna hold anybody down like that. Don't drill the way you think you need to drill. Drill the way you need to do it.
Now I'm just like,
what do you think about that?
I like to say this because I want to make sure that people, like, again, with the jiu-jitsu dummies, we're very self-deprecating, and one of the reasons that we named it this was to be like, I don't know everything. I'm here to learn too. I'm not.
We're fans.
You know, coming out like,
we're
yeah,
fans.
I know it all, and I don't own a gym. I'm not an instructor. We talked a little bit about that on the last episode, like the whole like, you know, just because you're a black belt doesn't make you a good instructor kind of thing. That's on
just like
on Instagram a lot lately. But I do enjoy those moments, and I do know that I don't know everything. And I kind of like I do think about it a lot. Like, would I ever teach? I don't think I'd ever open a gym.
But
I'm too old to do that again. To start another business, I feel like I'm too old. I would maybe fund somebody's business, or like if I had a solid group of coaches and be like, "You're gonna run it. I'm gonna, maybe get together with a couple guys and fund it.
Have a staple.
Maybe one day, just so like I have a gym that I can go to and like unlock it at 11 o'clock at night and go hit the bag.
That's what my wife told me.
Right? Like just like it'd be my thing, or if I was to do it, I envision it being with partners. But I think about like, would I be a good teacher?
Yeah.
Like, do you feel like you could do you think you could run a class right now?
Yeah.
Like run a kids class or even an adults class?
I could run like a fundamentals, even though my fundamentals are obviously fucking dog shit compared to somebody who's been doing them for 13, 14 years. And like, I'm not a Machado brother, you know?
My fundamentals were great when I was white and blue, because I was constantly teaching everybody. 6 days a week, it was like I was involved with the coaching aspect. And think about that. 6 days a week for 2 years, you're like, you get fucking really good at, because you're like, oh, I got to remember to put my foot here where I'm telling everybody to put their foot, or put their hand here, put the arm here. And it was great. I still say it to this day. I feel like I can think back and I'm like, man, I was so much better at this this sweep when I was, but again, it was like me, a white belt with other white belts.
Yeah.
And I was blue belt against white belt. So there's that too.
Right. That's what I'm saying too. Like, I'm sure I'm at a level, but if I dedicated myself to honing in on how to be a proficient instructor and having, true belief in my system and making sure that not saying that I have a system, but I feel like the recipe's already out there. Yeah. Right? Like you look at John Danaher, you look at all these great coaches, even MMA, like you look at, Henry Hoof, or you look at Trevor Whitman, or you look at all these guys, like they all have different styles of how they teach, but they're in there 100% and they have 100% faith in their system and they teach that system and they have people to depend on, obviously, but it's like, do I believe I could do that? I think so. I feel like I'm good at explaining shit and I love jujitsu. Like I'm not stopping this shit.
Like, I'm in I think June is year 9 for me. 41, 50. Yeah, I started right before my 41st birthday.
Yeah.
So I'll be 50. So like third week of June is my 9 years.
Mm-hmm.
Take out COVID, my 6-9 months of
it's still,
COVID
you
bullshit.
were still in the game.
Still, yeah.
We were in the group chat. We were still talking jiu-jitsu, man. We were posting all the blue mat videos because those were the only people training, remember? Like,
I couldn't imagine. I like imagine you at 9 years. Like you know so much now, like you're a sponge. How long have you been training? 3?
I think 4? I'm coming on 4. Yeah.
Like 5 years from now.
Yeah.
Like I hope we're still doing this.
I'm gonna be somewhere. I'm gonna be somewhere 5 years from now. Why not be where I want to be?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the saying, right? Like, you're gonna be somewhere 10 years from now. Why not be a black belt?
Yeah, well,
you're gonna be there anyways.
I do think about it a lot. I'm like, yeah, I know I'm not doing this for the belt, but when you're close, you're just like, wow, it's there. It's obvious. It's there. You're thinking about it. Come on,
it is the number one goal of anybody who starts, because that's your first naive. I feel like that's your, like, you're at base camp of like K1, K2. You know what I mean? You're getting acclimated, and you're just like, all right, I got to climb Everest now. I got to climb K2 now. Like, all right, let's get to the second base camp. And when you get there, you have a different perspective. You're like, okay, well, I just went up like 300 meters, in straight elevation, and this is I got to go another 2 miles, something like that, And then just like Everest, man, you got to walk by dead bodies that they can't even take down.
Go ahead,
I was just saying, like, it's a journey. But like, your first thing is like, I'm gonna climb Everest, right? Like, that's the goal. I'm gonna get black belt. But I feel like on your journey to black belt, you're just like, oh, black belt's on the horizon. I'm gonna get there, but I'm gonna enjoy where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
I think if you have that mentality and you're like, I'm gonna soak it up. I want to be a proficient black belt. I don't want to be a casual black. The casual black belts, right? Yeah.
I broke my own rule the last couple of weeks, where I like usually train like every other day, only train consecutive days on the weekend because I can get a lot more rest. So like I could do Friday to Sunday. Mm-hmm. So like I was going like Tuesday, Wednesday weights, Thursday here, Friday, Saturday, Sunday more advanced, a lot of drilling and rolling, Friday through Saturday, which I was loving. I still love it. But I went like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday last week because we didn't film. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, we didn't film till Sunday with Freddie and Brennan. And then this week I went Monday to Wednesday, off today. But not only am I I'm like, a lot going on in life and work. I needed it. Mm-hmm. I really needed it. More than ever, I needed it for this, to be around people, the camaraderie, forget about the bullshit for a couple of hours. And hitting my, like, going to sleep with, like, a heating pad, like doing the things that I know that I need to do to wake up in the morning, stretching an hour before, hitting myself with a massage gun before and after in the mornings.
That ice bath.
Because the cold. Well, I like the cold showers. I mean, I know that helps me. Did you? Yeah.
Yeah.
How was it?
It was crazy. So there's like this dude that trains at our gym that's kind of like, he has his businesses or whatever, but he's like really good. He's like a Jocko-esque type of dude.
Yeah.
In terms of like,
same guy you always tell me about. The guy with the safe.
No. No. This is Joel. I'll send you his profile. Like, he wrote a book. Yeah. Right. Like, Be a Better Man in 31 Days. And he has like a program you can sign up for. It's like 10 minutes a day. And like, he holds you accountable. Like, he made it cheap enough to be affordable. But I asked him, I was like, why are you charging this much money? He's like, to hold you accountable. Because I know this is just enough money to make almost any person go like,
I better read this.
Well, I better stick to this plan.
Okay.
Yeah, it makes you follow. And I was like, geez, man, like, what an explanation, right? Because he's doing all right. You know what I mean? But he's also like really, really like not just talking the talk. He's like walking the walk. He's a good family man. And he's always very nice. His wife is very nice. They're good people. And so on Easter, he invited a couple of us. He was an open invitation to the group chat. He's like, hey, I'm throwing this thing, in the morning because I got all these commitments. And I was like, well, I'm similar. I had all the commitments as well. My dad's in town. And so I was like, oh, I'll take him up on it. So we went over. We had, great rolls in the morning. I went with my son. We just hung out. And then,
was that the picture that you showed me?
Yeah, that was in his garage.
There was a bunch of people that looked exactly the same.
Yeah.
Were they all related? Those
no.
were his? Oh, there was like...
We're all completely different people, yeah.
I mean, I don't know if you look... Well, no, yeah, you guys all look very similar in the picture.
Yeah.
I was like, is this your dad and your brothers or something?
It's just my son.
Okay.
Those are the only two people related there.
Okay.
He has a couple sons too, but they were... one was elsewhere and one was working out. But anyways, so we did our rolls, then we did the cold plunge. I did like 2 plunges of 30 seconds with like... I think he has the one that it circulates the water, and it's refrigerated too. So it's like, I don't know. I think he said it was like 4 or 6 degrees Celsius, which I think is like 36 or something like that. It's just above freezing, 30, 39, 38, something like that degrees Fahrenheit. And then from there, one of the guys I never met before, he's been training for a while, and he's starting to train at our gym again. We were in the sauna together. So we did the cold plunge, and then we did sauna for like 30-some minutes. And but it was cool because we'd never met each other, and then we were in a sauna listening to. He has like audio. He's like, "What do you want to play?" And I was just like 5-finger death punch, like just like essentially death metal. So me and this dude I'd never met are sitting in a hot box listening to death metal. Super cool dude, electrical contractor. You know what I mean? Like really cool. Family man. That's what we were talking about. Just family. And
he's a jiu-jitsu practitioner too.
Oh yeah. Solid. Oh freaking gave me a super hard roll for sure. Yeah. Early in the morning.
Thank you to Feito IT and AV, specializing in commercial and residential automation, security cameras, CCTV, POS, and more. Check them out at feitoitav.com or call 305-428-2515 and let them know the dummy sent you. Thank you to Neutral Zone CBD, a combat family-owned company that supports athletes and the people who love them. Neutral Zone strives to deliver clean CBD products for sports recovery in gummies, lotions, balms, roll-ons, and more. After a competition, a hard rolling session, or a tough day on the job, Neutral Zone has a product designed to help you reduce inflammation, increase cell rejuvenation, and may even help with aging joints. Visit NeutralZoneCBD.com and get 25% off your order with code JJD. And follow them on Instagram too, at MyNeutralZone. Jiu-Jitsu's favorite monthly subscription box has now joined the Jiu-Jitsu Dummies podcast. The BJJ box is delivered to your door filled with premium jiu-jitsu and grappling apparel, equipment, supplements, supplies, snacks, and more. The crew at the BJJ box find the best in the world of jiu-jitsu and guarantee every box to be worth more than the cost. Each box includes 4 to 7 items you're going to love. Visit thebjjbox.com and use code JJD10 to get $10 off your very first box. And give them a follow on Instagram at TheBJJBox. Special thank you to the crew over at Flow and Roll for all their support. Flow and Roll is renowned for their incredible no-gi rash guards, shorts, and leggings. Flow and Roll has quickly become the premier custom apparel provider for academies big and small throughout the United States. Reach out today to discuss your custom order and ask about their incredible pre-order program. You can send an email to flowandroll@gmail.com or visit their Instagram at flow_n_roll and shoot them a direct message. And yes, they can create an awesome custom gi for your academy as well. Visit flowandroll.com to check out their awesome designs, and while you're there, pick up a Jiu-Jitsu Dummy signature tee exclusively at flowandroll.com. And remember, you'll get 20% off your purchase of t-shirts, rash guards, or gis with code JJD.
But it's just, what do you prefer, jiu-jitsu at night or in the morning?
All day. Twice a day.
Well, if you had to choose one.
Miguel's perfect day. Oh, have I had to choose one?
Go ahead. Answer all your questions.
All right, Miguel's perfect day.
Hold on. Answer mine first, though. What would you prefer? What do you prefer, jiu-jitsu in the morning or at night?
It's so tough.
Just that one, and then you go your perfect day.
Night.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, I'm weak. I love getting it out of the way in the morning. I mean, it's just like a great start to the day. But a few hours after, I have to take it. Like I'm like got to rest a little bit, take a nap. It's usually like you've expended a lot of energy.
Yeah.
So it's it's usually Saturday. It's jiu-jitsu in the morning. Come home, have lunch, take a shower, go get a haircut, come back.
Right.
Nap.
So I know that I have like selfish tendencies. Like I know that's one of my flaws, like one of my character flaws. And so when I tell you that like all day, every day, I can literally, Why is
that selfish? I mean, that's...
No, I mean like to the point where I'm ignoring my responsibilities and my family.
But
and
you don't ever really do all day. You don't do jiu-jitsu.
No, but I'm telling you, if I could.
You would.
Like
if you could, you would.
I would live in there. I would have a kitchen. I would have like, it would be like a studio where like, it's just I'm there.
I think you say that. I'm not. This is not interrupting you, but I said it when I went to the gym. That was Friday. When I went to regular practice on Saturday morning. Did I do practice?
Yeah.
No, that was Saturday. I came here Sunday. I didn't go to practice in the morning. Mm-hmm. We recorded on Easter Sunday. 5 hours at the gym.
Yeah.
They had a little break for food, but I mean, I stayed on the mat.
You're talking about the seminar?
I'm talking about the law enforcement seminar that we went to. 5 hours of jiu-jitsu. It was a lot.
That wasn't
I was
5 hours of
dying
jiu-jitsu,
to get
though.
out of there. Well, on the mat, up and down, watch this technique, go here, little
went-
stops and talking. But no, I'm telling you, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I have 5 hours on the mat, and
Yeah.
I was like, it was like sitting on your knees, stand up, take it down. I was ready to go home.
I have a rebuttal.
I was ready to go home.
That's not the environment I want.
What do you want?
I want, I go in the morning. I probably do some stretching, some yoga, like a real yoga, some plyometrics, do something like that. Warm
So
up.
this is the perfect day.
Perfect day.
Miguel's perfect jiu-jitsu day.
Right, yeah.
Go ahead.
Do
Finish.
that, warm up, stretch, get real nice and limber, do some mobility exercises, something like that.
Okay.
Right? Maybe have a light breakfast, have my first cup of coffee, something like that. Do a sauna or an ice bath after I cool down. Then get back on the mats. Maybe start doing some, drilling, going into positional sparring, and then get out of there. Maybe do that for a bit. Now, eat some more food, feel nice and good.
I'm waiting for you to mention your family at all in this scenario.
Yeah, that's so what I'm saying is the environment is I want if I train like that all day,
Yeah.
but I want like a facility like how Joe Rogan has a facility where
do your own thing.
but also an office and a little school for my children.
Yeah.
And I could separate I want to live in that environment almost the whole
You just described every jiu-jitsu practitioner's perfect.
yeah
Perfect.
but
all of our perfect.
but also not have it all be I don't want to be in some city either.
yeah.
I would like to be in the woods or mountainous or
Who's
Caribbean
the,
or
Cowboy Cerrone had shit
a ranch.
in his barn and
Yeah,
ranch
I would.
and the barn in the back.
That's exactly the thing. I would have activities when I say I want to live the lifestyle.
Yeah.
I want to if I have horses, if I got my stuff to tend to, but the gym is always that's the common area. You know what I mean?
I
A compound.
So if I can go back to what I was saying before, you kind of brought it home. I needed that. I needed those multiple days of jiu-jitsu back to back. So I knew I was going to do it. I'm like, I need to go to jiu-jitsu every day this week. I need to be around people outside of my normal workday. And so I knew the recovery. So I went out of my way with the recovery. Again, going to sleep, heating pad on my back, it goes off after 2 hours. So if I fall asleep, it's going off anyway.
Right.
But heating pad, cold showers,
Stretching,
muscle gun, all that stuff. Just I went out. And I was able to do normally. Sometimes I'm there's been days that literally
tight,
my wife would I'd be like, "Hey, hun," and she goes, just lean over and push me out of the bed to help me stand up. And I'm like,
kickstart.
okay, I could get up, but it's just hey, babe, push me, help me roll out a little bit. But I haven't felt that banged up. I've not felt that banged up. Now I was going to say this as well. I also the first week I did all the regular warm-ups, the rolls and the break falls and all that shit. This week I did not do that stuff. I did the warm-ups, but if there was something that I knew was going to hurt my back, because I do have a bad back, lower back. You've been there probably if I don't do something, I'll do jumping jacks. I'm not not doing a warm-up. I'm not taking an easy way out. I'm doing something while I'm not doing that thing that people are warming up doing.
So do some supplementary.
So I do. I'll always do jumping jacks. That's my thing. Okay, I can do this. I can do escapes. I can do bear crawls, things like that. The break falls or dropping my body on the mat, I just can't. If I do that, headache. When I go home, back, no matter what I do, my back hurts in the morning. So I'm like, oh, I could do this. All right, let me do this, and I can go back to back. I'll go. Very likely that I'll go Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Yeah. So
I maybe take off Monday if I do 3 days in a row.
Do you think that partly that's what all those jiu-jitsu memes are when they say how different belt levels warm up? Because they always show the black belt on his phone while everybody else is warming up, but but I'm just saying that's an exaggeration to make it comedic.
Yeah,
but the reality of it is.
Do you see the one with the big gorilla?
Yeah.
He's raising his feet up.
Yeah.
It's
just doing
a black belt warming up.
Yeah, it's exactly it.
I promised myself, I've made this commitment to myself that I'm not going to be a purple, brown, or black belt that doesn't do the warm-ups.
Right.
I am there for physical fitness as well, and it is not only we don't do the same warm-ups every day. Sometimes we'll do a run and then we stretch.
Yeah.
Or sometimes all the older guys get there early, and we're all stretching on the side.
I see it.
And then
on the turf.
Well, on the turf, we're stretching. Some days we do a run, then we go in a circle, then we stretch, 5-10 minutes max. Or some days, if Felipe's not there, it's usually when the warm-ups are harder. The other coaches go harder on the warm-ups. Felipe was away the last couple of weeks.
In Brazil, Sao Paulo,
Esteban does a very, very long run. He does a very long warm-up. So for us, long meaning like 20 minutes in, we're done with the warm-ups.
Yeah.
So they're harder. I did them the first week, and the second week I was just like, listen,
So that was the
doing the jumping jacks when we're doing like the break falls and certain things that I know just hurt my back.
So that was the point I was trying to get to, was like the over exaggeration of the memes that are like the gorilla doing this, or like the black belt not doing nothing. It's really just an evolution maybe that happens when you're at that age, you're at that I can't do that warm up. Like I literally can't do that warm up. Like when I whoop your ass as a black belt, it's because I have a ridiculous amount of technique.
Yeah.
I know your game. I'm playing off of your weaknesses.
Yeah. I'm
just better than you. But if you were as good as me, you'd beat me.
Yeah.
Because I can't keep up with you.
Yeah.
Right? Like or when black belts roll with each other, I feel like it's like if you watch them, especially like gym black belts, the way they roll with each other, it's like a really hard flow. You know?
Yeah.
And it's a real give and take, and they do that thing that you talk about where it looks like they give up a position, but they really just want to see where that goes, or they've been rolling forever and they go, I'm just playing into your thing so I could show you that. Like it's a combination. It's very convoluted, right? Yeah. And so that's what I was trying to get to. I feel like you're at some sort of evolution, like, right? You have like your epochs, and you have like your periods of like white belt Milton, blue belt Milton, purple belt Milton. So this is late stage brown belt Milton. Yeah. Right? And then you're going to, like, when you did your imitation of all black belts, saying, it's all in the beginning, right? Like, you'll get there. You're only saying it now, and you feel like you know how I'm saying, like, if I ran a program. Like, I don't know, man. Everybody's got a plan, right?
I do think, if you're a black belt and you're the coach and you've been there all day, okay, you don't have to do the warm-ups.
That's work.
Obviously. Yeah, you're working. You're doing. You've already warmed up.
Yeah.
Right. Warm-ups are supposed to be not only for the physical fitness, to literally warm up the body so you don't get hurt.
Right.
If you're a black belt that just taking the class, you should be doing the warm-ups like everybody
But it's
else.
okay if you have your modified warm-up because you've been to ADCC 3 times.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. I don't fall into that category.
Yeah, but
I get what you mean. Hold on one second. We're gonna. Bo, I'm late on the commercials.
No, you're not. You're perfect on time.
No, we were at.
We
said we were going to do that.
They already happened. They already happened.
Yeah, they already happened. See, okay, forget it.
You missed
so
it.
let's stop and do the unboxing, and then let's get into some. We didn't even get into any of our the stuff that we want to talk about yet. But let's do the unboxing. Open it.
Okay.
So number one, you got the BJJ Box T-shirt. Bam. Right, that's number one. Yeah. I got the one. I wore the BJJ Monster shirt. I pulled my shirt out of that box and wore it on the last episode, so you can check out.
Was it the Frankenstein one?
It's the Frankenstein one that says BJJ Monster.
That's one of my favorite shirts. Yeah, I love it. No bullies.
It had it says no bullies.
I think so. Yeah.
So go ahead. Let's see what we
got in here.
So while you're opening that up, let's just give them the proper shout out. So thank you to the BJJ Box for all their support.
Yep.
Obviously, we've got this new box that they sent. This is Jiu-Jitsu's favorite monthly subscription box. It's delivered to your door, filled with premium Jiu-Jitsu and grappling apparel, equipment, supplements, supplies, snacks, and more. They find the best products in the world of Jiu-Jitsu and guarantee that every box is going to be worth more than the cost. Each box includes, like you'll see, 4 to 7 items. And we know you're going to love them. So use coupon code JJD10 for $10 off your first order. And let's check the stuff out.
See what we got, man. You got to put the box back.
I actually have the I also have the
And
card.
Miguel?
Because there's also sometimes you get some other stuff. Okay, so
Vive.
hold on, let me.
What do you want?
So I already see that the card he sent me.
Yeah.
I think this isn't the right card.
It's
for this
fine.
one.
I think I got it, Milton. I think I know what these things are. I think I know what they do.
I think this is a different card for a different box.
Well, it's all good. There's I got the shirt. Shirt's comfortable. I like it. And you identify as one of the 3. Either you're a gorilla, a lion, or a shark. I got lion right now.
Okay.
Yeah. And so there's a Vive ankle brace, large, extra large. So that's good for when you don't tap. You need that extra support.
For when you don't tap?
For when you don't tap.
We'll send this over to Gordon Ryan.
Yeah. He did it.
With
he did it with Nikki.
With Nikki Rock.
Yeah. All right, so we got Relief, aromatherapy inhaler. I remember these. Like from the Vicks.
Is that it?
That's what it is. Yeah, I thought they outlawed these down here, man.
Is it the same?
It's.
I think I might be catching a cold. Is it gonna clear me up? Is it? Oh, it's that.
It's aromatherapy, sir. Yeah. I didn't get to read the rest of the.
Can I keep this one? Because I'm about to stick it in my nose.
You're there.
You really want
You're
it.
there.
Okay.
I think that's a suppository. No, I'm just joking.
Relief aromatherapy. Okay. Make sure it says it.
Ruin that image.
That's good.
It's not super strong like the old Vicks.
So now we have some Ultimate personal wipes, 100%.
Ultimate? What?
Ultimate.
Ultimate.
Yeah,
okay.
Ultimate. Yeah, Ultimate. Right?
I thought it was the Colombian coming out and saying the English language. In your Colombian.
Yeah. No, that's not the accent. Yeah, so it's for travel, gym, adult care, and camping. Extra thick. Looks good. It's got aloe vera, vitamin E, witch hazel. Witch hazel's good. That stops the pain a little bit there. Alcohol-free, which is good. Paraben-free, no plastics, right? And cruelty-free.
Very cool. Show it to the camera.
Pet your puppies.
Ultimate. There you go. Very cool.
And then, if you don't know who Body Armor is by now,
right.
Crawl out from under your rock. Your blueberry pomegranate, low calorie, no sugar added. Just a rehydration drink. Post training.
I'm gonna keep this one. I think I've given you every drink.
I'm good.
So I'm gonna keep this one.
I'm good on those.
Body armor.
And then there's no brand on this, but it's just it looks like some
kinesiology tape. You love the
no
easy.
Easy.
Like, hey, some more of that tape.
Yeah, look at that.
Kinesiology tape. Right?
Not so easy to say-ology tape.
Yeah, perfect. Awesome.
Yeah, it looks good. I don't think I have one of those. But
do you? Oh, you don't have one?
No,
you want to give it a try?
I think I need some.
That.
Yeah.
Keep that. I have tons of wipes. I have tons of wipes.
No, I got a lot of wipes too.
And
I'm good.
You good?
Yep, I have. If you've been doing
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The shirt would be 6. 7th shirt was mine. You don't get 2 shirts. Tony sends us 2 shirts,
it's
so
us.
we both get one in our sizes. So
right.
Thank you to BJJ Box. Back to the show.
Yeah, let's do it.
We don't need to cut away.
Yeah.
We are the show.
We are the show today.
It's easy today. No
All right, so let's get into some of the stuff that we wanted to talk about
because
there's a lot of crazy stuff coming. Do you want to start with the Henner?
Yeah. What are your thoughts?
So we're calling it the Henner thing, but let's talk about we're talking about the backlash against Henner for testifying in the court case. What was it? 48 million? $46 million was awarded to this jiu-jitsu practitioner. Yeah. I don't know all of the details. I don't
think anybody does.
Yeah, I know. I just know what I see online.
Yeah.
And our next episode, it's going to be 2 weeks because the guest is we have an attorney that is a black belt, and he's going to come on and he's going to talk a little bit about that. He definitely has some opinions.
I'm excited about it.
But
let's see how dumb we sound now compared to then.
Yeah. So you have an opinion about it. I know it's something that you wanted to talk about. Is the hate
justified?
Is it justified?
Right.
Or
so the
one thing. Let me say this.
Okay.
So tomorrow, this is Thursday. Tomorrow, I just saw Tom DeBlas and Henner are going to do an IG together. They're going to do an Instagram live. So when this comes out next week,
this is before
they've spoken together.
No backseat quarterback in here. You're getting it before, right?
So go ahead. I thought it was interesting. I thought it'd be cool to point that out.
I think everything.
Hold on, so don't get too close.
Why? Because
it starts to glare.
Okay.
Yeah. But don't get too far either. It's like
Jesus.
No, they don't have a lot of range. These they're not.
Okay. Yeah, we'll get there.
I can hear. I know one because I can hear myself.
Y'all need to start liking these videos. Yeah. You get better mics. Anyways, no, like everything else.
Buy merch.
Yeah, like everything else, I think it's not black or white. It's super gray, right? So like I think the backlash stems from the impact on the jiu-jitsu community. Mm-hmm. Nobody's saying that Henner doesn't know anything about jiu-jitsu.
I never got that.
Yeah, right. Everybody's just concerned about like how does this go forward? Like for example, did you guys get pulled aside at your gym and get told about the situation or like ensuring everybody's safety and stuff like that?
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got corralled up at the end of class, and normally the speech is like, "Hey guys, we learned this today, blah blah blah. Yeah. Keep improving, keep showing up, blah blah blah." Right, the good stuff. But this time it was like, "Hey, we're not doing scissor sweeps. We're not doing this back take. We're not doing this, and just be mindful of your students." And I think that's important. I think
they told there were certain moves.
Yeah.
including that back
take.
I've done that back take when I was younger.
Yeah.
I just don't do it anymore.
Right. So, like, not to get into any details, like, just talking about, broad strokes here, like, okay, so you have that now. So, like, it did affect my jiu-jitsu world because I went to a class and I got told something because of that, right? But I already felt like everything that he said, I already felt that's the environment that I train in. He didn't have to say it.
Yeah.
But I feel like maybe...
Well, not everybody's as smart as you. And
I want to call myself smart. Just
or
involved.
Experienced. And there's new guys. There's white belts that are seeing it for the first time. I mean, there's always somebody new that doesn't really know what's going on. And they're going like, oh, shit. Is this a sport that I just got into?
Yeah, that. And also maybe they're in the parking lot and they were thinking about doing that move.
Yeah.
And they're going
to do this right.
Yeah, exactly. That happens. So there's that aspect, right? And then, so like the more of the sellout would be the word, like Rener's sold out, and like what's going to happen to our sport, and that, like, that's the big joke. Like, are we just going to end up playing tag jiu-jitsu? Like,
yeah, no, I mean, I think this too shall pass. But my question really is, I feel like it goes deeper because, like, part of the testimony, I guess, or some certain things were like they couldn't talk about in the case. In the courtroom, right? It's like, oh, you can't bring that up.
It gets redacted,
right?
yeah.
So no, but like literally, like you can't say certain things.
It's not
like,
within the jurisdiction of that whatever court
like
hearing.
You can't like for instance, the kid had competed. It wasn't his first day. Like when we first started seeing it on the internet,
wrestling background.
It was like it was his first day training.
Yeah.
The first time I heard it, it was the kid's first day training, and he did this, and then it was like, oh, wait a minute. The guy had done some local tournaments. I didn't know about the wrestling, so that's new. So now, again, how much of this is speculation? How much of it is this? How much of it is that? I think he got a lot of hate. He really got hate when it was just like, oh, you got paid $100K for this.
Right.
He has since given that money to charity. Also, he did say this was like a year in the making, so that I got paid for my time. It wasn't like, here's $100,000.
Yeah.
He got paid. They said, what is your time worth? He gave them a number, and he
that's what happens when you're like an expert witness or whatever he was. You
have a client who does, they are doctors who are expert witnesses. So,
right.
It's you get paid for your time, right? Like an attorney, right?
But then within that, a lot of people like were when the paperwork came out and people read it and people gave you their version of it and showed you the documents, and if you read them yourself, there was an essence of he was shilling.
He perpetuated
the Gracie University thing.
Well, no, okay, but did he perpetuate the lie? Not the lie, but maybe the things that they told him that you can't bring that to the courtroom. I don't know the wording. Like you can't talk about that in the courtroom. That's
not what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say that.
I'm saying that is that why people hated on him a little bit more?
No,
because. I don't know in his testimony. In his testimony, did he say things like this was the guy's first day, or he was inexperienced? And
I didn't read any of that. No,
okay.
And like I said, nobody's arguing. I don't think, at least not that from what I've read, because I'm sure like my algorithm is like based off of my decision. So like I'm sure I'm in my own little echo box, and I don't know everything, and I'm not a legal expert, and I'm not a jiu-jitsu expert, right? We now have to do this is not legal advice.
You're not a jiu-jitsu expert?
I'm not. But anyways, like the view that I'm getting, the lens that I'm seeing this through is that he was selling his product during the testimony.
Okay.
And by doing that, he was saying that like my jiu-jitsu and the way my product, this wouldn't happen.
It's better, it's safer.
Right. And like everybody, you go to these crazy gyms and they're going to do crazy stuff. Now, this is all, not even paraphrasing, this is just like hearsay.
Okay.
Right? And from different accounts,
now, I got to say, I'm sorry, I did not read the testimony. I did not read his whole. I know like a lot of the documents are online. I didn't read it. I didn't know we were gonna like very specifically get that deep into this.
Because
I probably will read it before the next episode.
How do you feel?
I mean, I don't. That's the thing is, I'm withholding judgment. I can't judge somebody if I don't have all the facts.
Right.
I'm going off of what everybody else is saying. I'd love to hear what he says when he talks to Tom DeBlas, because Tom DeBlas is not. I don't think it's going to be like an argument or anything like that, but it'll be like a real discussion. And Tom DeBlas is a very cards on this table kind of guy.
There's respect there.
Yeah,
that's like those old timey wars when the two kings meet in the middle to discuss the war. Okay. There's an unspoken.
Yeah. So I like it's a safe place. Like
it's
they're going to be able to talk. I'd like to see that, understand more details, and then Like I'm not gonna rip Rener apart. Rener has done more for the jiu-jitsu community. I've never met him, I don't know him, never reached out to him.
But you know him. Everybody knows him.
Everybody knows him just from online. The guy's done a tremendous amount for the jiu-jitsu community. I love what he's doing for jiu-jitsu,
community,
for law enforcement,
female safety.
So, giving being paid to give his decision based on the facts that were presented in front of him.
Yeah.
Okay. Did he know that this kid had trained longer? I don't know his exact testimony. Is just like, yeah, this guy should have never done this.
I'm sure he did know that.
The funny thing is before this, we've been doing a version of that. Like we're doing the whole backpacking trip series.
But you go to the side.
We go to the side a little bit. It's not even when you do roll, you're kind of like rolling to the shoulder.
Yeah.
I know the person that I saw do that the first time.
Viero that's the back take. That's what it's called.
But he's not the one that I saw. Who's the little guy with the cancer?
Mike almost. Marcelo Garcia.
Yeah, Marcelo Garcia.
The little guy with the cancer.
I have a problem with my recall.
Respect.
I have I really do have a problem with recall.
Yeah.
So I got to start taking something for real. So it's like the tip of, when people are oh, it's on the tip of my tongue. I have the tip of my tongue all day, every day on little shit. I'm all tip.
Yeah.
So I got to do something about it. I think it's just stress related. We talked about that.
Well, you're also you're a very busy man and you're spinning a lot of plates.
So what's his name again?
Marcelo Garcia,
who is I love for the North South.
Yeah.
Marcelo Garcia is the only JJD Fanatics video that I've ever purchased, instructional that I've ever purchased, and I'm having I'm trouble recalling.
Let's wish him well right now.
Yes,
we wish you well, Marcelo.
We wish you well, Marcelo.
Buddy.
Thank you.
We love you, man.
So I've seen him do it, and it's definitely more right over the top, where you're almost doing a forward roll, and this guy's got to do the forward roll. Or I've seen some video, somebody's doing it, and then they put their legs straight up in the air, waiting for you.
It's very, very old school jiu-jitsu.
So we have been doing it. So when this happened, it was just oh wow, we're doing that, but we're rolling. It's being taught that we're rolling this.
And and I think that was when the stuff that I did read, that was essentially Rener's argument, because it wasn't. You think the situation would have been different if Johnny Blue Belt broke Billy White Belt's neck?
Yeah.
Right? This wasn't that. This was the owner of the gym did this to a white belt, no matter what the experience is. And that white belt, I guess, didn't know or didn't have the chance, or maybe something that we didn't see or didn't know. Because if that shit's happening to you, that's part of jiu-jitsu where you're just okay, I have to give this position up or my neck's going to break.
Yeah.
Right? But we don't know the circumstances, but anyways, it's a very specific situation. Because how does this go down? If me and you are rolling and I break your neck.
Now, does that happen? Let's fast forward to the money side of this. Jesus, 48 million, 46, 48.
If I give you $46 million,
$40+ million, hold on.
Yeah.
Where the hell is that money coming from? Is this insurance?
Of course.
They're gonna.
But let me ask.
They got to be appealing that. That's got to be going to an appeal.
No, I wouldn't.
Insurance companies just not going to pay that. They're going to drag that out and appeal that. And
I'm sure that'll happen, but I'm just saying, if I give you $46 million today, but you die tomorrow, you take that money?
No.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. That dude's life.
Oh yeah, no.
is worth no money, all the money. He'll never have the quality of life. What happened to Ben Kunzel? I don't know the details of that situation, but now he's playing murder ball. He's working out. He's doing great for himself. That dude's. Yeah. Shout out to that guy, man. That guy has had a good, strong head on his shoulder. He's got a good support system around him. He's doing amazing things. Pero, I've rolled with Ben, when I was a white belt, and he would visit Fight Sports Coral Springs, and great dude, always very nice. He showed up at Wagner's too when I was there. Amazing athlete.
Yeah.
100% would have been on Flow Sports. 100% would have been WNO. 100% had everything that it took to be a champion.
Oh yeah, I've seen him. He was,
you know what I'm saying?
I don't know if he had his brown belt yet, but last time I saw him, he was a purple belt.
He was special
at Coral Springs.
He is special. I'm not saying was.
Yeah.
Because look at him now. He ran into the storm again.
Yeah. He was rolling with Adolfo.
Yeah.
I think Adolfo was already a black belt at that point. He's a purple belt rolling with Adolfo. He's a Fight Sports Miami purple belt is. Yeah,
it's not. It holds weight.
Yeah. It holds a lot of weight.
You get a Marcelo Garcia belt. You get a Machado brother belt. You get there's belts mean different from different instructors.
He was a competition purple belt too. Yeah. So
Which means he was a regular, everyday, high-level black belt.
Yes, very high. Yeah, right. Anywhere else he's a black belt.
World beater.
Yeah.
World beater at my level. You know
I know for me, as far as this Rener situation, I don't feel like I can really give an opinion and talk about it intelligently.
For sure.
But I'm definitely going to probably just educate myself a little bit more, watch the interview with Tom DeBlas. And I got 2 weeks to do that because then we'll have the attorney on and we'll be talking about it again. So I'm going to reserve my
and I don't pull strings very often, and not saying that it's even a string, but like when I visited, Matt from Epic Roll, and I was up in Virginia, I got to meet the owner of Silverback Academy, who's a Tom DeBlas black. They're Tom DeBlas. I mean, I'd love to talk to Tom.
Freddie's a Tom DeBlas. Is an affiliate.
I feel like after the lawyer, all of that, it'd be nice, Tom, if you could,
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to have him on too.
For sure.
I think
he's one of the people he's always in my feed, know?
Yeah.
And sometimes, I crack the joke because that's who I am, but I mean, the dude's doing good.
Yeah.
For humanity, I think.
So let's fast forward. We've talking about the steroids a lot lately.
Yep.
Since we've been together last, Mica Galvao.
Right.
He got stripped of his
title,
IBJJF gold medal. What was the event? What was it?
World.
Was it Worlds?
Worlds, yeah. He was the world's youngest, I believe.
The world's youngest.
And then it got stripped, and now we have a new world's youngest. In the Rotullo was Cade.
What do you?
Oh no, Ty Rotullo.
So this one, I mean, I know a little bit more, and by a little bit more, I've read his statement.
Right.
And I've seen a little bit more about what people
What do you feel about that? What do you feel about his statement? Do you feel like he got...
So, funny enough...
He's getting dope.
He got clipped with Clomid. Okay. It's called Clomid, or Clomiphene. I think it's called Clomiphene. That's what my doctor prescribed for me when he told me, don't do these shots, don't do all this other stuff, do the Clomid. Clomid just happens to be literally like the pharmacies don't have it in stock.
Yeah.
The generic isn't being made anymore. And I guess like the original Clomiphene, now called Clomid, is not available. But I believe that's what he got clipped with.
Okay.
There's only 2 reasons that you take Clomid. Right, so Clomid's the name of it, but it would be Clomiphene, I think, is like the technical name. That would be found in your body.
So what are the 2 primary uses for this?
It's to increase your sperm count, right? Okay. So you want to get your wife pregnant. It's like for the male
it's like a fertility drug.
Fertility drug for men.
Look at all those sperm.
Or and again, now this part is like this is what I've heard. On the other side of that, it's also for if you were cycling off of steroids. To get your body back to producing its own testosterone. So if you were taking testosterone, so at 19 years old, are you trying to get somebody pregnant, or were you cycling off and getting your body?
What makes more sense?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So that's how I've heard that. He's saying, my doctor gave me this. Like, that was my fucking urologist. So like your urologist, like my urologist prescribed that for me.
Who has a urologist at 19?
But what regular doctor, what nutritionist, who's saying, hey, you should go on some...
What about high-level competitive black belt who knows that might get tested by USADA and gets, banned? I mean, I lived next to UFC fighters.
Yeah.
And like Eric Shelton, when I lived next to him, I was like, hey, man, I'm taking this. And he's like, yeah, I can't take that. And it's just like some regular over-the-counter GNC thing, just because it's just not double-blind study, USADA approved, whatever. Like,
it could have traces of stuff.
Because they cook these things in these, they make these things in these vats, and it's a multi-purpose pharmacy essentially. Yeah. So it's like maybe they didn't clean it.
Yeah.
So it's like, not to say that his stuff, I don't know the amounts, I don't know all the stories, but I mean, it just seems like.
I mean, I think that one's.
But also, can a 19-year-old immigrant competitive black belt that's trying to be the best also just be a 19-year-old kid and completely ignorant and got told one thing? What if he really got lied to?
Yeah.
What if he really got lied to?
Well, that's not what he's saying. He's saying that I didn't know. My doctors gave me something that I didn't realize I shouldn't be taking.
So is that some 19-year-old carelessness thing?
No, I think that's a cover story. I mean, that's my take. That's
the feeling you get. But that would be the devil's advocate side of it.
Yeah, but I just, I believe, we also know, where he trains down here, and they just got clipped for this.
I don't think,
he did for a while. This is going back. he's trained in certain gyms where those same people have gotten in trouble. You know what my question is though? So this happened. He got tested. He got stripped.
Yeah.
But now they're letting all those guys back in. Right. The IBJJF says we're not going to test anymore, and we're lifting all suspensions. So he's suspended. He gets stripped. He's suspended. But like June 2023, right? They're letting everybody back in, and they're not going to test anymore. So like, you still strip him, but now in June 2023, he gets to then he's back to competing.
I don't know.
Yeah, like,
I don't know, but they're making
it's weird. It's like
IBJJF is making it up as they go along.
You're stripping the youngest guy ever, but in 2 months, right? April, May, June, he can compete. So it's kind of like, okay, I guess these are the rules we had at this time, and you had to abide by these rules.
You think this is like a start over? Is a do over now? We're going to start with a clean slate. These are going to be
they're not going to be testing, and it's open season, and anybody
because
can
you
do
have
whatever.
to because of the arguments that we always have.
Yeah.
The arguments are that's not a professional league. That's the most professional one of them all.
Okay.
But if you're not going to pay these guys, I mean, like the rules don't give you any incentive to want to be the best.
So a WNO that pays his fighters, fight to win even,
and they let them wear sponsors.
Yeah.
So the sponsors are paying them camera time. Okay. Like there's opportunity, a lot of opportunity for money.
So in those scenarios, you'd be okay with those are pros.
Yeah,
and they should be.
You saw to them
if they got tested. Those are the organizations that should be testing.
There is an environment there that gives you an incentive to be the best. Mm-hmm. There's a monetary incentric value there. Like I even feel. Don't you feel? I think we talked about this before. Like when you hear somebody like, "Hey, I'm a 2-time world champion." Like, yeah, so is Jenny at my gym. Like, but because he doesn't say he doesn't say or she doesn't say, I'm a 2-time black belt, open class world champion in two weight divisions. I double gold. If Tanyan Dalpra says I'm a world champion, you know what he's done. He's winning Euros. He's winning Worlds. He's winning Pans. He hasn't lost a match in his black belt ever. That's a world champion. But then you got Jenny, and she's like, I'm a world champion. There was 3 girls in her division. And that speaks to other stuff, but you know what I mean, right?
I'm not going to say his name, only because I'm just not going to say his name. You know who who my barber is. I'm not going to say his name because he wouldn't. I don't think he'll be mad that I'm saying this. But the other day I went to get a haircut, and my barber's he's one of my training partners. He's been out for a little bit. Mm-hmm. Hope to see you soon. And there were some guys in there talking a lot. I went in there and like a guy's got his shirt off. This guy's got his shirt off. He's like, yeah, I used to wrestle. Then there's some guy that's some 40-plus-year-old dude, like completely out of shape. He's like, I know judo. I'm like, well, like, oh, how long do you train judo? He's like, no. My dad did judo, and I saw him doing judo. So I go, so you know judo?
It was genetically built into him.
Yeah, osmosis. Like you absorbed it.
He was fucking Neo.
And so these guys are like they're drinking in the barbershop during the day.
There's a BS session.
This is like freaking local barbershop guys.
I got it.
I walk in and guys are talking mad shit, and my barber starts yelling. He starts telling him, he's like, "Yo, man, I'm a 2-time Florida State champion."
Right.
They don't know what that really means. He's like, I'll show you the pictures.
Yeah.
But it was like some alphabet organization. It was like
right,
the jiu-jitsu.
AGF.
But he's yelling that he's a Florida State champion now. Okay, but it's not the most prestigious.
There's a difference.
Yeah.
Like
there's levels.
Listen, I could open up my gym right now in my garage and announce myself as
the champion of your world champion of your garage,
and also I can make myself a black belt, and I'll be on McDojo's freaking Instagram the next day, but I'll still be a black belt tomorrow and give other kids or people black belts, and then like have this lineage of like, oh, I've created all of this.
Funny. Bro, you on McDojo, you would blow up overnight.
But I don't want to. I don't want to be.
You don't want to be on McDojo.
You don't want to be on McDojo.
I know, but you can use it to your advantage.
No, yeah, like the dust guy.
That's not how you want to be on McDojo.
Dude, this dust guy
doing a podcast
popular.
or something.
That dust guy, I feel like he's gaining popularity. Like, does he know he's a joke? Like, I don't know what's. I'm so confused now.
Did you see the one with the like in the bathroom in the gym and like he's on the floor?
Yeah, when Tekashi 6ix9ine or whatever his name is got jumped.
That's why he did that one.
And he was like, "Let me show you how to defend yourself."
I watched the Tekashi video the other day. I don't know how I got targeted with it, and I saw it.
Yeah.
Then I went down this kind of rabbit hole with fights, and then there he is.
World star.
I don't know what the hell he got his ass beat for. I know
for what he didn't go to jail for.
Which was
so like. he snitched.
He
Like
snitched.
that's the thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, he's a weirdo.
Allegedly, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't keep up.
But I saw that. But the Dust guy, I don't know. He's just it just the more time that goes by, the more
We're talking about it.
Are we just? Do they not?
This is
see?
a troll. It's got to be a troll.
I don't think it's a troll.
It's
I think
Strickland.
it's for real.
Remember Strickland went over there
Yeah.
and
He
like
knocked
broke his
over the
table
counter.
or something like
he knocked
that.
over like a glass
A
cabinet.
whole glass cabinet. That dude is literally a China. He's a bull in a China shop. Did you see him at the goat shed?
No.
See at the ghost chat, like beating up, like they posted a video of him beating up his best guy. You know they do that on purpose. I feel like they show very illicit.
They
Like,
show some like
right.
heavy
Like,
sparring
what do
and
you
stuff.
think they think about this whole? Everything?
I ran into a guy here. I got out of my truck. He saw the sticker on the back. I think I also had the Jiu-Jitsu Dummy logo on. This was probably like 2 months ago. And the guy's like, "Hey man, where do you train?" And let's go. Like, oh, blah blah blah. Started exchanging resumes. And he's like, "Yeah, I train over at the Goat Shed." And he's like, "You should have what's the guy's name? I don't know the guy's name. Whatever the coach's name is. Hats off to him. Much respect. He's cool.
No, he's good.
He's cool. He's got the he's got the social media shit down, man. He definitely gets a lot of attention.
Not only that, I mean, he's producing good UFC fighters and good MMA fighters.
UFC? That he's got anybody in the UFC?
Oh yeah.
Who does he have that's in the UFC?
That girl, the redheaded. She's got like
okay.
red, like dyed red hair.
Okay.
She's a monster, bro. Catches people in the nastiest submissions.
I haven't seen.
Somebody was like digging their finger in her eye, and she had the. She's a beast.
The social media is great. I think the first time I ever saw their social media was like he was burning his gi from his previous. I think he was a Valente brother guy.
Okay.
And like it was like it was like set up like a music video. And there was like a drum with like fire.
Yeah.
And like
it was a ceremony.
He throws his gi into.
Wow.
And I believe it was a Valente brothers. I'm sorry if it's not, but I believe that was the Freddie knew him.
This is the speculation episode, dude.
No. I know. I'm being gentle with it. Just in case I'm like wrong with a detail. I don't want anybody ripping me an asshole. But I know I mentioned it because I saw Freddie was going to the Goat Shed once in a while to do some coaching, I believe, and when I brought it up, he was just like, "Yeah, I don't want to touch that one." That was like on like one of the first podcasts with him. I'm like, "Oh, the ventilator." He's like, "Yeah, I'm not touching that."
Isn't it funny? Like this is what I was talking about, like the BJJ politics.
There's no politics in jiu-jitsu.
The hush.
Doesn't every coach say that?
Yeah.
There's no politics in jiu-jitsu. There's fucking politics
I'll tell you who really doesn't care about politics in jiu-jitsu is Mello from Mortalis.
You think so?
Oh, yeah. I love that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've only met him a couple times. I hope he feels better. I think he's recovering from a knee thing.
Yeah.
But, man, like he's producing absolute killers. Good program, Loves jiu-jitsu.
You trained over there?
Yeah, I trained over there. Yeah, I went over there for a Sunday open mat, but like, I don't know. I like the vibe, man. It's just, I don't know. I grew up in that neighborhood too, like where the gym is at. Like I lived there. I grew up in Kendall. He's a little bit south of that, like 152nd.
So we were talking about Cade, right?
Yeah,
Cade is now the champion.
Yeah,
how do you feel about that? Like, does it take anything away?
He beat a cheater.
Does it take away anything from having like
the prestige?
Does it take anything away from that? From now,
it's got an asterisk.
We talked about
it's got an asterisk, right?
Roy Jones, 1988 Olympics. Roy Jones beats the shit out of the South Korean guy.
Yeah.
They give the gold medal to the South Korean.
Roy Jones Jr.
I think Roy Jones Jr. winds up the Olympic Committee like overturned it like in the 2000s, like recently.
But why did they overturn it?
Because it was obviously he got robbed, and whatever they did an investigation.
They gave it back to Roy Jones
gave it
Jr.
to him.
Yeah.
And it was like so obvious that he beat the shit out of the guy.
Yeah.
But like, okay, so Cade loses
right
to the guy on. I'm not gonna say roids. I'm gonna say
PEDs.
on
performance enhancing
I'm
drugs.
saying it, clomiphene. Yeah. Right, so he gets clipped for that. Performance enhancing drugs.
Well, you're stating what the IBJJF said. This isn't your opinion.
No. But let's forget about that. I'm just saying. Does it? Well, no, I'm not sorry. I mean, forget about that. But like Roy Jones, like clearly beat the other guy, and then they didn't give him the
that's
belt.
A little bit different.
They didn't give him the gold, but then you lose to this guy, and then you get it. Does it take anything away?
So it depends which lens you look at.
Because now they're fighting next year when they fight.
If it goes like that,
USADA. They're fighting, and they're fighting.
I feel like if somebody's
doing, if somebody's doing roids, we're not going to know. We might know visually, but we're not going to know.
I think we're gonna see them interact with each other quite a bit. They're still both very young, and they're both high level black belts. They're the new guard, right? So
you don't think it takes anything away from it though? No,
it depends. Yes, like I said, it depends. I think it doesn't, and I think it does too, because like if you look at it from the IBJJF point of view, he beat a cheat. He lost to a cheater.
Okay,
this is what the IBJJF said. You cheated. We stripped you. Now you got it. So like that fight was not a fair fight. You know, even second place should have been, third place should have been second. Second should have been, you know what I mean? Fourth should have been third. Yeah. Because it's like a whole, like, you know, when they did that doping thing for the Tour de France, like they had to go down to like 40-something place to find the nearest clean guy.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
All those guys?
Those guys were dirty, dude. Yeah. All of them. Cycling is one of the dirtiest sports. Yeah. Any professional sport is... Yeah. The best
when there's money involved.
Exactly. Loads of money.
That kind of money involved.
And this is for a $5 medal, and you got to pay for your hotel fee and like there's not a lot of money in it. The only thing that there's money, the only reason the Rotullo brothers and and all these high level athletes make money is at IBJJF events is because of their notoriety in the other events. To me. Yeah. And there is a prestige for the IBJJF.
Yeah.
Like if you say you're, like how you were saying, oh, I won an AGF in Miami.
Yeah.
I won the Miami Open, IBJJF. Which medal are you going to hold at a higher regard, right?
Yeah, I get it.
So I think congratulations to both of them. I think they're both extremely talented. They're both very young. They're both high level. But you can't take anything away from either of them in terms of loving the sport.
Yeah.
They are athletes, and they are swimming in murky, murky waters.
Okay.
Murky water.
Yeah.
It's a free-for-all right now, dude.
I agree.
So it's like, I don't know. I think rules need to be established, but a culture needs to be made into where these athletes have a clear path to success. Right now, you got Gordon Ryan talking shit, and his stomach hurts. And he's making money hand over fist, and he's not even competing, but he's undeniably the best.
Yeah, and he makes a ton of money from the
and he's got an ESPN deal now with the UFC. Yeah, because he's like, now you got Flow Sports has that deal with ESPN.
Oh, I didn't know that deal.
The deal's like $8 million, 8 fights, something like that. Came out a while ago. He put a post about it.
Oh, I know that he had
the
something
UFC
with Flow.
Fight Pass.
I don't know what
you're
saying
UFC.
ESPN. Why
ESPN is UFC Fight Pass. Because the UFC is on ESPN.
No, but UFC Fight Pass has nothing to do with ESPN. That's their place where they can catalog everything.
It's like all connected. I know what you're saying.
With Fight Pass, ESPN doesn't have an interest in Fight Pass.
Okay, yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah, so maybe I'm wrong on that. But anyways, there's like a deal between Flow now and the UFC.
Okay, yeah.
Right. I'm sorry. I just
you keep on saying UFC, Flow. ESPN. You're talking
Flow Sports.
Flow Sports has a deal with
UFC Fight Pass.
Oh, do they? Okay.
That's what I read.
What? Are you sure about that?
Yeah, I'm pretty. Yeah, look it up. So anywho, it's like he's clearly paving the way to some sort of professional sport with rules, And then you have everybody else that's trying to find their niche, as well, because there's no clear way to.
I don't see anything with Flow Grappling or Flow Sports and the ESPN deal. Are you sure about that?
Look, WNO UFC Fight Pass.
WNO
and UFC Fight Pass.
I said I did ESPN. My bad. UFC.
You did what I did.
So let me see. Gordon Ryan, WNO and UFC Fight Pass.
They had struck like a deal. I don't know what the deal is
Gordon
now.
Ryan and Vinny Magalesh. This is 22.
That was a while ago.
All right, we'll look into it and we'll talk about it.
Yeah,
again.
sure.
I know that Gordon made $1 million deal with Flow. Mm-hmm. Are you talking about two different streaming services? I don't think Flow and Fight Pass would make a deal
to show WNO events on UFC Fight Pass. What are you talking about?
But
EBI is on UFC Fight Pass.
Yeah, but Flow is a streaming app. Fight Pass is a streaming app.
Yeah.
I don't know that those would cross over and show us. Maybe after the fact they're showing stuff, but yeah, look for it.
Yep.
So look, while you're looking at that,
what do you think? Like in terms of what we're talking about, like in terms of making this, like what are the steps to make this into a professional sport?
I think that it already is. I think that those organizations make it professional. I think the WNOs and the Fight to Wins, that they are professionals, but they're not considered professionals because there's no clear. It's one of these situations where there's all these different governing bodies, essentially, right? Mm-hmm. It's like IBF, WBC, WBA, WBO, right? I mean, all of these boxing organizations, but they clearly have their rules, and those guys that fight in those organizations mm-hmm. are professionals. I guess like back in the day, it used to be like you're a professional if you're getting paid to play the sport,
mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
If you're getting paid from a WNO or a Fight to Win, I believe you are now a professional.
I agree.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if you're Fight to Win came into town and I'm only a blue belt. Well, you are a professional blue belt now. You're getting paid to do this, so aren't you a professional at it? Okay. If you're an amateur, usually that was a delineation, right? It was if you're an amateur, you're not getting paid. You're in college, you're in high school, whatever.
Yeah.
So I think that that's a good line. And I mean, once you start getting paid, I think that you should follow certain rules, but it's never going to be.
It's going to be.
Flow Sports announces multi-fight deal with top-ranked submission grappler Gordon Ryan.
Yeah.
Flow Sports and Gordon.
Read the second paragraph where it's going to be shown on UFC Fight Pass.
Okay. Fight Pass. I'm not going to read it.
Okay. What do you mean you're not going to?
I'm still. You said the second paragraph.
I'll show it to you.
I still don't see it.
It's right here. Right here.
Read it then.
Okay, sure.
Read it. Why are you handing it to me?
Ryan, the currently WNO heavyweight champion, is a 5-time ADCC world champion, IBJJF world no-gi champion, and 4-time Eddie Bravo invitational champion. The submission grappler is coming off a victory on the main event of the UFC Fight Pass on December 15th, defeating Nicky Rodriguez on the EBI overtime via ride time, and will look to continue his momentum into the Flow Grappling WNO series. So, yeah, I think I read it wrong.
Yeah.
So he is on. Yeah. They were just boasting that he was on UFC Fight Pass.
Gordon is fighting in all those different places.
So he's got a multi-fight deal with Flow Sports for WNO.
Yeah.
And then they just show.
He just happened to say that he just came off of the Nicky Ryan win was on Fight Pass. It's that Fight Pass Invitational that they're doing, right? So that's over here.
Yep.
Gordon is the one that's fighting in these different organizations, but those are two streaming services. I
completely.
Just didn't think
that makes sense. I just thought maybe they were going to start showing WNOs on Fight Pass as well.
Let's move on to something way more interesting. And
sure.
I didn't mention.
I don't want to get in the weeds on this.
No, I don't know if you know about this. You watch a lot of videos, so I thought this was funny. I just saw this today. Did you see the thing with Brendan Schaub talked about Dana White and Joe Rogan?
I mean,
slinging dick. Did you hear that?
Dude, I mean, I've been a fan forever, and Brendan Schaub, Brendan Schaub and Dana White do not get along.
They do not get along.
Yeah. And they have kind of like this weird amends thing, but it's not really.
No, they don't like each other.
Yeah, and there's been tons of accusations about Dana White and with like the ring card girls and the fighters and all whatever. Who knows, bro?
Yeah.
Who knows? I mean, it's lonely at the top. You know what I mean? So.
Did you hear the sound?
No.
Of Brendan Schaub, like it felt like a TMZ type of thing. I just heard that portion.
What did he say?
And he says, he's like, I know a bunch of bald-headed guys slinging dick. So I'm paraphrasing. He says slinging dick, and he's like Dana White, Rogan, and he fucking says their names, and that
dude, that's
fucking bad.
That's defamation coming here, and. That's kind of weird
because... What do you mean slinging dick?
Like
getting laid. Banging a lot of chicks.
But like they're both married men.
They're both married men.
Is the issue, I guess.
And Joe Rogan's got $100 million from Spotify now, so that's a messy divorce.
I don't think that dude's getting divorced.
No.
You think Joe Rogan's wife is gonna believe Brendan Schaub or him?
Yeah.
Right.
I think you're a woman. You're gonna probably you can't just not.
It's crazy to be that famous, bro.
Yeah, if I think you're a famous guy. Brendan Schaub is like internet famous more than anything now, and I think that
he's a mogul. He has like 17 different like podcasts. I don't know where he is.
Okay.
He's got money.
I don't know if I call him a mogul just yet, but he's everywhere. He's internet famous,
right?
Right. And to hear him say that, maybe he had I don't know the scenario, like what the circumstances were around the interview and who interviewed him or who said it. It's him. He's saying it, and I think
he said names.
Yeah, he said names.
No.
I don't want to play the sound here.
We should.
I should. I mean, can I play the sound, Bob?
What are the legal?
Yeah, I think it's so short that I don't think that. So hold on. So just put
it up to the microphone.
Wow. Yeah, hold on. I want to find it. Because I'm playing it off of somebody else's shit too. So I don't want to.
That's crazy.
Hold on. I can't hear.
I heard it.
Well, all right. I don't know if you can hear it.
Listen, I know some bald fucking dudes who are slinging dick out there. Look at Dana White, Rogan. That's it.
That's it. Holy smokes.
So, hopefully we got. Did you get that good?
But wait.
So,
hold on. But
so
does
he
it mean
catches himself as like, holy shit, what did I just say?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's it.
But like, what if they're slinging dick to their wives? What's the
guy on this video? The two guys that are talking about this in the video. One guy is kind of saying that. And the other guy goes, "No, you don't." Who's bragging about you slinging dick with your wife?
Yeah.
How much are you talking about? The ass you get it when you go home. That somebody's talk. Yeah.
You don't talk about that. And I think the furthest it gets is casual conversation with either your good work friends or your good friends. You're like, last night was a good night. You know what I mean? And then that's it. That's where it ends. There's no
slinging. When you say slinging dick, it means that you're getting a lot of girls.
You're getting out there
with a lot of different
people.
That's
crazy. He said that.
He said that.
No.
Allegedly. Do we have to say allegedly so we don't get
allegedly.
Allegedly on that. That is Brendan Schaub on that.
Yeah.
On that.
No, bro. That's crazy. That's crazy for me to even think about because, like, he has a relationship with Joe Rogan. Like, they were friends. Like,
they were friends. I'm going to try this.
He's going to have, I feel like he's going to have a chat with him. Last time they do the Fight Companions together. They do comedy shows together. Like, yo, that would literally, would I be on this podcast again? Like, if I didn't, it's like if I tagged your wife in a post and I was like, I know a couple guys who own marketing companies that are out there saying, bro, that's so crazy.
Would I have you back on the pod? Would I have you back on the podcast?
I don't want to. That's
I wouldn't be able to because I would have shot you already.
Yeah.
I would have killed you.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Yeah. I know. No, definitely not. Yeah. But that's not what I'm saying. That's just
isn't that nuts?
Like, and we haven't known each other even that. Like, we've known each other for like 4 or 5 years, something like that. Like.
I mean, that goes to like everybody rips. Brendan Schaub is a little fucking.
You'll say, well, you think this blame it on CTE?
Little head trauma. I mean, it's obvious with the way he speaks. Is it that he's uneducated, or is it that he got banged around a little bit?
Was it a foray? Did he just mean to say
NFL,
Dana?
MMA?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Again, it's like the circumstances surrounding it, but he said it. If that's him, that sounds like his voice. If he said it,
you just ruined my night. You ruined my night. Like
I think any guy that gets caught like that, a famous guy gets to say, "Oh, that's AI." Like somebody did AI.
I hope
did my
that's
voice.
AI. Jeez.
But that's gonna be if Rogan, if his wife didn't believe him, or that's gonna bring tension to any marriage.
Yeah.
Whether she believes you, and I'd be like, I know he's just an idiot. Like there's always gonna be in the back of your mind, like, oh, you're slinging dick, huh?
Uh-huh.
I'm sure that he's had to have a conversation with his wife, like fucking Schaub. But
well,
hey, hold on. That's a big fucking loss. He's got a lot of money now.
I listen to Joe Rogan. I listen to Joe Rogan a lot, right?
Yeah.
And like I could make a Joe Rogan bingo card. I listen to Joe Rogan so much that like I know his topics where he gets cut up on, and like I could literally make a bingo card.
What does that make a bingo card mean?
Like I could make like the center be like, oh, I imagine grown-ups as when they were children and everybody was a baby and blah, blah, blah. He talks about that a lot, right? So like that would be the center, and then up here I would put COVID, and then so like you'd be able to line it up, and then you could play every episode, and then you could get Joe Rogan bingo.
Oh, okay, I see what you mean.
Right,
like take one word from everything and make that. Oh,
he gets caught in loops. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what he's interested in, and I mean I'm a huge fan or whatever, but you got to also think like Joe Rogan had him on the podcast, Brendan Schaub, and was like, hey, you got to stop fighting. You don't got the heart anymore.
They talk about
right? And then also Joe Rogan recently, he hasn't said any names, but I know I feel like he's talking about Brennan when he's talking about like, yo, how do you feel about these guys whose wives, they're married and they pose in seductive wearing like bikinis or wearing lingerie, and then they have their own account and they got all this like, what is it? Is that missed signals? Like now dudes are in your wife's DMs and all this and that, and like what he's like. I got lots of friends who are, their wives.
Schaub's always like on his shows and his podcast talking like he's.
I was talking about the
single.
tension. Like
I didn't even know that he was fucking that he was married or that he was
married with a kid with kids.
Yes,
And,
but he talks about freaking slinging dick himself.
But
like
he's got a wonderful, beautiful wife,
but he
and
talks
she's got
about
her own account.
getting laid and getting chicks, or would you bang this chick? Oh yeah, I'd bang her. You know what I mean? Like he's not talking like he's married.
And Joe Rogan talks about that kind of stuff too. He talks about past relationships. He talks about.
But he's not talking about like I'd hit.
What are you talking about? He's like, he talks about his Instagram feed all the time. He's like, if you go to my Instagram feed, it's pool, archery, and girls who work out and do a lot of squats with big butts.
Does he say that?
All the time.
Yeah. Okay.
That's on the bingo card.
Okay.
Right? He talks about his algorithm.
I do think that there's going to be some tension there at the next podcast.
But he very recently, in a couple episodes ago, Joe Rogan mentioned stuff like, he didn't say any names, but he said, I have friends who are married but have wives who have separate Instagram accounts where they're posing seductively. And I think he was talking to a doctor about reproduction and human stuff like that, biology and stuff. And so it's like, I'm wondering if this is all like,
tit for tat,
we're seeing like this weird back and forth thing from two different places, and now he's like you said, he slipped because
I don't know.
That's not the first time Brendan Schaub's accused.
Well, let me just say,
what's his name about Dana White?
If Rogan needs to fill that chair for the next fight companion, I'm not even gonna say let me know. I'm gonna invite Miguel. Miguel is a wealth of knowledge.
No, both
okay, so invite us both.
Yeah.
Invite us both, and we'll sit in for Brendan.
We're a package deal.
Yeah,
this isn't Twix left.
You just dummies, man.
You get both Twix.
All right, so listen, I think we're gonna leave it there. Thank you everybody for tuning in.
Dude, that's a crazy ending.
We do. I left it for the end.
Yeah,
I left it for the end.
Wow.
I appreciate everybody for listening. Again, we had a tremendous amount of positive feedback last time we did a solo.
Yeah.
We talked about it before. I don't think we need to beat the dead horse, but it's back to our roots, and I love it. And these are my Thursdays.
It's
are my
good catching up on the stuff that. This is what we talk about.
Yeah,
this is the beginning.
This is like some of this is like directly out of our Instagram back and forth.
But this is like we're letting you into the group chat.
Yeah.
You know, this is, and we all have this.
Again, the attorney that's coming on, I already spoke to him by phone, and he talked about that. It's like, this is the way I talk with me and my buddies when I'm listening to you guys. It's like I'm in the room like talking. This is how I'm talking to my friends after when I'm sitting.
And
on
they talk over each other.
And this is what we're talking about. So I love that feedback. That was always the intention when we started. It's just like, we're
not pros.
These are my friends. These are the people I train with, and this is how we talk when there's no camera and no mic. So
it's just for this sport. Yeah. This is how they have basketball ones like this. They have all other sports and interests.
Thank you to Neutral Zone CBD, a combat family-owned company that supports athletes and the people who love them. Neutral Zone strives to deliver clean CBD products for sports recovery in gummies, lotions, balms, roll-ons, and more. After a competition, a hard rolling session, or a tough day on the job, Neutral Zone has a product designed to help you reduce inflammation, increase cell rejuvenation, and may even help with aging joints. Visit NeutralZoneCBD.com and get 25% off your order with code JJD. And follow them on Instagram too, @MyNeutralZone. Jiu-Jitsu's favorite monthly subscription box has now joined the Jiu-Jitsu Dummies podcast. The BJJ box is delivered to your door filled with premium jiu-jitsu and grappling apparel, equipment, supplements, supplies, snacks, and more. The crew at the BJJ box find the best in the world of jiu-jitsu and guarantee every box to be worth more than the cost. Each box includes 4 to 7 items you're going to love. Visit thebjjbox.com and use code JJD10 to get $10 off your very first box. And give them a follow on Instagram @thebjjbox. Special thank you to the crew over at Flow and Roll for all their support. Flow and Roll is renowned for their incredible no-gi rash guards, shorts, and leggings. Flow and Roll has quickly become the premier custom apparel provider for academies big and small throughout the United States. Reach out today to discuss your custom order and ask about their incredible pre-order program. You can send an email to flowandroll@gmail.com or visit their Instagram @flow_n_roll and shoot them a direct message. And yes, they can create an awesome custom gi for your academy as well. Visit flowandroll.com to check out their awesome designs, and while you're there, pick up a Jiu-Jitsu Dummy signature tee exclusively at flowandroll.com. And remember, you'll get 20% off your purchase of t-shirts, rash guards, or gis with code JJD.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everybody.
Check us out at Jiu-Jitsu Dummies on Instagram. You can click the link in our bio. No, I wasn't. He was moving on. He was like,
I was ready to go, yo.
Check out.
Like we are
the world.
Jiu-Jitsu Dummies. Like,
No, because he was going a different way, and I saw him doing this with the mic like he was ready to leave. So, okay, wait. At Jiu-Jitsu Dummies on Instagram for all the ways to watch, listen, and support. Click the link in the bio. It'll take you to all of our pages, anything that exists. Our YouTube, our Facebook.
TikTok.
TikTok. Yeah, everything's there.
Todo.
I'm Uncle Milty BJJ on Instagram.
JJD_DJJ69.
Nope.
Slow it down. Slow that down.
We got to slow it down because when he puts the call outs on screen, it goes so quick.
So when
it's got to pop up and go away, and it's got to pop up and go away, and
when they put it on.
Let's practice. Let's practice. Check us out at Jiu-Jitsu Dummies for all the ways to watch, listen, and support. I'm Uncle Milty BJJ on Instagram.
Yep. I'm see, I can't do it.
We talked about this by phone today.
JJD_DJJ69.
Very good. Hey, Bo.
Yes.
What's your Instagram handle?
What is it?
Thanks for asking. At BADWERKS.
Badworks.
Buttworks. Yeah.
All right, everybody. Thank you for watching and listening.
Guys. Peace, love, jiu-jitsu. My rash guard, baby. Y'all post.
We're out.
Bye.